ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य तोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थसुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदयादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनस्य भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 85, verse number 9. So in the previous class we studied how Vasudeva, he got into the mood of Aishwarya Bhava towards Krishna and began praising him, glorifying him, calling him as the supreme Prakriti, master of Prakriti and Purusha. So he is speaking to both Krishna and Balram when they went to pay him respect. And he continues here. Sadisatvam avkasosi disha kham spota ashrayah nado varna satyam omkara akriti nam prithakriti. So he says that you are directions and also the space which is given by directions. You are the ether, you are the sound element, Shabdan Matra, which is the ashraya, the center of the sound. You are the inarticulate sound. You are the articulate sound in the form of the letters. You are Omkara, and you are the sound which people speak, the language by which they make differences between the different objects, because words, they have their referent, so they refer to objects. In this world, all our dealings are based on names and forms. So there is Akriti. Akriti is the shape of the object, and then there is Prithakriti, one shape different from another shape, and because of the name given to them, we deal with them. So in Nyaya they say that Akriti is also one of the pravritti nimitta of the Shabda, Jati Akriti, and the Dravya, the object itself. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti comments on this. He says, Dasham upadhikrita akasha pradeshanam avakasha. So there is disha, direction is only one, but because of the upadhi, because of the objects in different places, we call them as east, west, north, south, up, down, then in between there are directions, and this is what is called as space or avakasha. And this is and there are also directions. So this is saying that all this is you. Is praising like that. Tvam kham cha, you are also the ether. So generally Akash is translated as space, but actually from Nyaya point of view, space is different and ether is different. Space is related to the disha, and ether is something which is all pervading. Disha is also all pervading. Samanya akasa tadashraya spota. So this akasha is that which is the cause of the sound. The sound travels in akasha. So it's akasha, its ashraya spota sabdatan matra. So spota means the shabdatan matra. Vakam paravastha. This is the para stage. There are 4 levels of sound: para, pashanti, madhyama and vakhri. So we are only aware of the vakhri sound, means the sound which comes from our mouth. But then there is the sound which is inside the body. And there are 3 levels of that. Madhyama, which is in Vyakarana is also called spota, that is the level of the thought. And then there is further level. So thought level is called Madhyama. And then below that is the Pashyanti level, so which he is calling as Nada. And then below that is the Para. So Nadaha Pashyanti Madhyama cha Tvam Varna Omkarasya Tvam. Akriti Nam, so you are all this. You are Pashyanti, you are Madhyama, you are also the sound of Omkara. So Krishna also says this, that I am the sound Om among the Vedas. And Pranava is, Omkara is also called Pranava. Pranava Sarvedanam. Ekaksharam calls it at Ekakshara. Tvam akritinam padarthanam prithakriti prithakkaranam. And then separation of the objects having different shape. So abhidhanam yasmat saiti vaikhari. So that those names, that is called Vaikhari Vani, which comes from our mouth. Tathacha Shruti, there is a mantra like that in the Rig Veda. Chatvari vak parimita padani tani vidur brahmanaye manishina guhayam trini nihitani nengyanti turiyam vacho manushya vadanti. So there are 4 levels of the vak or speech, which are the words. The brahmanas, those who are learned, they know this. 3 are inside, hidden, and they are not expressed outside. The 4th one is the one which human beings speak. Indriyam tvam indriyanam tvam devascha tadanugraha abodho bhavan buddhir jivasya anusmriti sati. You are the senses, you are the power of the senses, you are the presiding deity of the senses, you are the potency, the power of senses to get the sense objects, you are the power to make decisions, and you are also the anusmriti, the remembrance or deliberation of some subject. So this is all you. Indriyanam indriyam vishya prakashan shakti. You are the energy to know the sense objects through the senses. Deva chetadadhishtatara. Devas are the presiding deities of the senses. All the senses have their presiding deities. Tadanugraha tesham vishagrahananukulyam cha. And then by the grace of the devas we are able to perceive the objects of particular sense. Abodho vyavasaya shakti. Abodha means the power to make decision, to ascertain something. Jivasya anusmriti. Jiv sambandhino anusmriti pratisandhan shakti. So the shakti or the power to deliberate about jiva or oneself, that is also him only. Bhutanamasi bhutadir indriyanam chitayasa vaikariko vikalpanam pradhanam anusayinam. Here also the origin of the bhutas, that means the tanamatras, and indriyanam chitayasa, here also the beginning of the senses. Tejasa is the rajas ahankara. So the senses come from the rajas ahankara. And vaikariko vikalpanam, and then the devas and the cognitive senses, they come from the sattvic ahankara. And pradhanam anusayinam, and you are also the cause into which the jivas dissolve at the time of dissolution, which is the pradhana or the mool prakriti. Bhutanam karanam bhutadis tamso ahankara. So tamas ahankara is the source of the bhutas. And tamasi indriyanam karanam tejas rajas ahankarascha vividham kalpyante. And then the source of the senses is the tejas ahankara. Vividham kalpyante iti vikalpa deva tesam karanam vaikarika. You are the sattvic ahankara from which come the devas. Sattvic ahankarascha tvam. Anusayinam jivanam samsar karanam pradhanam chatam. And you are also the karan sarira, which is the pradhana for the living beings. So at the time of dissolution everything got dissolved and only the pradhana remains. Pradhanam bijam avyam gati bharta prabhu sakshi. So nasvaresu iha bhaveshu tadasi tvam anasvaram yatha dravya vikareshu dravya matram nirupitam. So among the things which are perishable, you are the imperishable thing. Yatha dravya vikareshu dravya matram nirupitam. Just like you see that there are the original substances and then there are objects made from that. Like you have earth or clay, and then from that you have various ghata, pata, matha, etc. Various things made from that. So Like that you are the source of everything and then everything manifests from you. So that is the example given. Nasvareshu bhaveshu tat anaswaram pradhanam tvamasi. So the original source of all the perishable objects is the pradhana. Because it is from pradhana comes mahitattva, ahankara and then everything else, which was mentioned in the previous sloka. And the example is dravya vikareshu mrit suvarnadi karyeshu ghat kundaladeshu. So just like you have clay and gold, these clay pots are temporary. They break and come back to the clay state. Similarly, golden ornaments are made from gold. If you break them or melt them, back to gold. So gold, etc., they are the original, and from that various temporary things are made. So similarly, there is pradhana, and then pradhana manifests in various objects which are all temporary. So whatever we experience in this world, everything is temporary. Dravya matra mrit swarnadi matra manaswaram. And the dravya matra, so the original substances like clay, earth, gold, etc., they remain. They are called anaswara here, imperishable only in comparison to the objects which are fashioned from them, because those objects will also go back and again merge back into the original source. Then next verse it says Sattvam Rajastamaiti Gunastad Vrittayashaya Tvayadha Brahmani Pare Kalpita Yoga Mayaya. So the three gunas of Prakriti, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, and the vrittis of these three gunas, various things which manifest from them, they are all manifestations within you by your Yoga Maya Shakti. So Tvayadha Brahmani, but you are beyond that. You are transcendental to everything. Brahmani Pare Kalpita, by your Yoga Maya, your internal potency. Nanu yadi pradhanam ahamevasmi tarhi jagat karanasya tasya vikaritve mameva vikaritvam prasaktam aha sattvam iti. So now if Krishna raises an objection that if I am like pradhana, which is the cause of the universe, then pradhana undergoes transformation. So that means I also undergo transformation. So then I become vikari, means I am not avyakta or I am not unchanging, avikari, untransformable. So then he says, no, that is not true. These things, sattva, rajas, tamas, they come from you by your yoga maya, but you are transcendental to them. So this is spoken in two slokas, 13th and 14th. So, sattvamiti dvabhyam, gunastrayo ye pradhan sangya, yasya tad vrittaya tat parinamam mahadadayasya te sarve yoga maya, tat त्वत्स्वरूप भूत अचिंत्य शक्त्या त्वयि तेभ्य परे गुणातीते कल्पिता समर्थिता वर्तमानापिते वर्तितास्तद्दृष्टिपथे योजिता इत्यर्थ. So he says that these three gunas, sattva, rajas, tama, and the vrittis or manifestations of three gunas such as mahat tattva, ahankara, etc., they are all manifest from you by your achintya shakti, inconceivable power, which is your Swarup Bhut Shakti or your Swarup Shakti. But you are gunatita, you are beyond the gunas. And although they really are not in you, but they appear like this, and that is the achintya shakti. That is the inconceivable power of the Yoga Maya. Because really Krishna also says that they are in me but I am not in them, and see my yoga that they are not in me. So he says this in Bhagavad Gita. Tasman nasanti ami bhava yarhi tvai vikalpitaha tvam chamishu vikareshu anyad avyavaharikaha. So therefore they are really not in you, because they are seen exist exactly only when they are in their manifest state. You also enter in them, but still you remain beyond them at other time when they are not manifest. Anyad avyavaharika means when it is not the vyavaharika state, in this manifest state, then you are completely free from all these vikaras. Tasmat yarhi mahapralaye ami bhava vikalpita tvad-ichha maya yoga maya tvad-drishtito viyojita tada tvai na santi na bhavanti. So he says, during the great dissolution, all these bhavas, these vikalpas, means these manifestations by your Yogamaya Shakti, they are not within you, they are removed from your Drishtipatha, from your vision. Because it is said that he glances, then the creation happens, which also means that when creation is not there, he is not glancing at them. Shayakshat lokanu sraja. So that is the state where he is talking about when it is not manifest. So then they are not in you, na santi na bhavanti. Tvaicha mishu vikareshu karirupesu tada na vartse. So at that time you also do not exist in them. Anyada srishti sthityo mastu tum tesu vyavaharika vyavahar nirvahak san vartase. At that time when their creation or maintenance is there, at that time also you are not there in them, but you seem to appear just for the sake of vyavahara, which means teshu avartmano api vyavahar siddhi artham antaryamitva di adya ansam aviskritya vartase. That at that time, just for the sake of this maintenance, you manifest your Paramatma feature and then maintain it. So yaduktam Gita su, as it is said in Bhagavad Gita, maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyakta murtina matsthani sarvabhutani nachaham tesh avastitaha. All this universe is pervaded by my Avyakta Murti, means invisible form. And Matsthani Sarvbhutani Nachaham Te Svavastita. All the living beings are in me, but I am not in them. And then he also says, Nacha Matsthani Bhutani Pashyama Yogameshwara. All these living beings are not in me. And see my Aishwarya, my opulence. Tasmat tvam swarupena gunmaya pradhan rupo na bhavsi iti nasti te vikara. Therefore, by your own swarupa, you are not pradhana. Means pradhana is not part of your swarupa. It is only your bahiranga shakti. And therefore, whatever transformations happen in pradhana, they do not happen. So in Vedanta, this is a big thorny issue. This material world, how it is to be accommodated in the absolute reality. Because Vedanta says that there is only one absolute reality. And if that is the case, then this world is also the absolute reality. But this world has problems, it undergoes cycles, creation, destruction. So many changes happen. then how can this be called absolute reality? So different acharyas have explained it in different way. Our explanation is that it is bheda and abheda, and that bheda is neither bheda nor abheda nor abheda nor bheda, or both simultaneously, and therefore it is achintya. Bhinnattvena api chintaitum na shakyate, abhinnattvena api chintaitum na shakyate, iti achintya bheda bhedattvam. So this is, again people say, what is this? You are explaining without explaining. You are giving a relationship, but there is no relationship. So that's the type of situation, but reality is like that only. Can't do anything with it. Gun pravahe tasmin abudhastvakhilatmanah gatim sukshmama bodhena sansaranti karmabhi. So those who are abudhas, ignorant people, they are absorbed in the flow of the gunas, and therefore they do not know your reality. Not knowing your subtle state, your swarupa, your existence, sukshmam gatim abodhena. So they go through the cycle of birth and death as orchestrated by their karma bhi. Ateva etasmin gun pravahe samsare akhilatmanastav sukshmam gati mukt lakshnam abudha ajananta abodhena teneva karmabhi samsaranti. So in this gun pravaha, in the flow of this samsara, you akhilatma, this is your samsara, they do not know your sukshma gati ukta lakshanam, means the above situation, how you exist. This is not known. So that is the situation of people here, that we live in this material world, and material world is taken to be the ultimate reality, and all the relations, all the research is about this only, and we don't know the basis of it. Just like we have a building, but building is standing on the foundation. Foundation is not visible. What you see is in the top part, but without foundation it won't exist. So he is the foundation. Aham sarvasya prabha, he says, I am the source of everything. But we only know what is visible to us, and what is beyond that is not known. Therefore we keep on rotating in the cycle of birth and death. Yadrichya nritam prapya sukalpam iha durlabham swarthe pramattasya vayogatam tvan maya Ishvara. So he says that, O Ishvara, O Lord, Father is telling to his son, because now son is not son is Ishvara. He says that by good fortune we have got this human form, which is capable of understanding you, and it is very rare. Darlabha manusa janma adhruvam tadapi arthadam. It is temporary, but it can give you the highest perfection. But because of our selfish nature, which means attachment to this body, we pass our time, our life, and being influenced by your maya. So that is the situation. There is an interesting word here, nritam. So if you say manushyatva or manushyata, it is easy to understand. But nritam, nrita, nritva, because nri also means human being. So if you are not aware of the ta pratyaya, you will think, what word is this nritam? Is he doing a nritta? So, evam bhutam jnanam tad bhaktya nirjanmani sambhavet. So this knowledge is possible only in human birth. In other births it is not possible. What about devas? They can have it. Yeah, but they are busy having a nice time. Tatyasya ma bhut tam shochati. But even after getting human body, one who does not acquire this knowledge, he is lamentable. And there are plenty of people like that. So, how much are you going to lament? You can lament to your heart's content. So it won't solve the problem. Sukalpam patutar indriyam. Sukalpa means that in human birth you have got senses by which you can understand, you can acquire knowledge. That is the speciality of human birth. That you can have jnana, you can have accha, then you can do sadhana. So that is the process. Acquire good knowledge, proper knowledge, understanding. Then you have chikirsha, ichcha, to follow the conclusion. And then you do sadhana. Kriti sadhya bhavet sadhya bhava sadhana vida. So that is perfection of life, otherwise there is no perfection. Asau aham mame vete dehe chasyanvayadishu sneha pasair nibhadnati bhavan sarvam idam jagat. So why is that we have human birth and we have the facility to understand the absolute truth, reality, Krishna, Bhagavan, Parmeshwar, Paramatma? Why is that we do not make an effort to understand? So he says, because you, O Lord, have created one thing called the rope of the sneha, the affection, material attachment. So material attachment is of two types. Asau, aham, I am this body. So very intense attachment to the body. And then this is mine, whatever is related to mama evati. So it is all related with deha. And what is body? It is difficult to, if you analyze this body also, what is there in it? It's amazing how it works. Little problem can stop the engine and it can drop dead. You need air 24 hours, blood circulation, heart. If your liver does not work, you don't live. You become unliver. So many, it's so fragile. But when we are having little good health, we think we'll live eternally. We think we will not get old or we will have no problem. That is the Maya. This is how Maya works. The attachment to the body is so deep. The attachment makes you forget the truth. It covers your viveka. This is how your viveka gets covered by the aham mameti, I and my. Then you fall into all kinds of traps. And then you carry the flag of this, flag of that. Something, some ideas, some concepts get into our head. We become slave of those concepts. Cannot get out of them. So life goes like that. So it says sneha pasa. Nibadhanati, it binds. So kim kartavyam yatastvas jnanam bhavet. So what should be done so that we can get knowledge about you? Asyam tad bhakta avkasham eva jano na prapnoti. It says the person do not get the opportunity to engage in your bhakti, tad bhakta avkasham. So this is because of the influence of Maya Devi. And now he is speaking about his own Maya. He speaks in a very humble way. Vasudeva is speaking. Ivam nanah sutau sakshat pradhana purusheshwarau bhuvar kshatra kshapana avtirnau tathatha. He says that you two are not our sons, but you are directly the Ishwaras of Pradhan and Purusha, means the material nature and the Paramatma. And you have descended here on earth to destroy the burden of the earth in the form of those wicked kings, Bhuvara, Kshatra, Kshapana. And how do I know this? He says, you yourself told this to me. That's how I know it. Tatra avam eva pramanam yada avyor deha putradishu ihe anta mamte vartete evatya. So Vasudeva says that what I am saying, that people here in the material world are attached to their body and bodily relations, he says we ourselves are the proof of it. That although you two are not our sons, you himself said that you are Bhagavan, but still we are attached to you as son, our sons, because Krishna and Balaram both are there. Aho tvaputrayor avyor kimidam aropyate atah ivamiti. So if Krishna says that we are your sons, why are you saying all these things? We are Ishvara, we are this, we are that, we are the source. Why are you saying like this? He says, no, you are not our sons. Yuvamiti bhuvara kshatra kshapana artham avtirno. You have come here to destroy these Kshatriya kings who are causing so much disturbance on earth. Tathahi nischitam atha kathayasi, because you said it. Oh, I'm reading the wrong commentary. But anyway, Vishwanath Chakravarti and Sridhar Swami practically speaking right the same. Almost the same words. Tatra avameva pramanam yadavyor putro yanta mamte varte yuvamiti navyor suto tadapi sut buddhya yuvyor mamtam vartate evati bhava. So still we have mamatva, affection towards you as our sons. Kshatra kshapane bhuvarupa kshatriya kshayaya. But you have come here to remove the burden of earth by killing the kshatriyas. Tathaiva atha svajanam samaya kathitvanasi. This is what you told us at the time of your birth. When Krishna appeared, that time he said it. Tatte gatosmi arunam adya padar vindam apan sansritir bhaya pahatam artha bandho etavatalam malamindriya lalasena martyatmaditvai paredapatya buddhi. So Vasudeva says that, O friend of the distressed, therefore I take shelter of your feet, lotus feet, because I am scared of the existence here in the material world. Apanna sanshriti bhayam apaham artha bandho. I want to get rid of this distressful situation. So please give me shelter under your feet. And enough with the sense pleasure of the senses. I do not want them anymore being bound in the sense of I am this body, Atmadrika, Martya. And then I am thinking, You are my son. So make me free from all this. The word Arunam means Sharanam. Sharanam means shelter. Nanu bhogans tavad bhungshva kutaste samsara. So if Krishna says, why don't you enjoy the sense objects? Where is the sansar for you? I am your father, I am God. I am your son, you are my father. So where is the bondage for you? So he says, etavata eva indriya lalsayana alam. He says, enough of this sense enjoyment. Yatyena martya dehe atmadrik atmuddhirahan. Because of these sense pleasures, I consider this body to be myself. So I had enough of this. Tvaicha pare parmeshware apatya buddhirasmi iti yato jnana mula sansaramam nasti eva iti bhava. And I am considering you who is Parmeshwara as my son. So therefore, let there not be the samsara for me. So not me. I am taking shelter of your feet. And then he speaks the last sloka. Suti grihe nanu jagad bhavanajo nau sanjagyaiti anuyugam nij dharma guptyai nana tanurgaganavad vidadhat jahasi koved bhumna urugaya vibhuti mayam. So he says that, O Urugaya, whose fame is immense, who can understand your Maya, Vibhuti Maya, your opulence or manifestation of your Maya in the form of opulence? Who can understand it? When you appeared in the maternity home, Suti Grahe, you told to us that Bhavan Ajav, that you are unborn. Bhavan Ajav no Sanjagya, and that you have taken birth from us in every yuga, Anuyugam Sanjagya. Because in the earlier birth had Prishni and Sutpa, and as Aditi and Kashyap, he mentioned at that time. And he said that you come and take birth to protect the dharma. And Nana Tanur Gaganavad Vidada Jahasi. And just like the clouds are formed and they disappear, like that you take the form, then you disappear. So this is what you are doing. So who can understand your glories? Bhumna Veda. It is not possible for me. Nanu aham Parmeshwara eva tasya putro abhuvam yasya tab katham samsara iti. So now if Krishna says, okay, you keep on saying, I am Parmeshwara, I am Parmeshwara. He says, okay, if I am Parmeshwara and I am your son, so where is the samsara for you? Where is the material bondage for you? So then he says, Tatraha Suti Grahe. He says in the maternity house, which was the prison actually. Nanubho bhavan eva nau aviyor anuyugam pratiyugam yada sutpa prishnirti yugmam yada chakasyapo ditishyati yugmam adhuna vasudevo devaki tasmat sarvasmadeva aviyor yugmat sanjagye avtirna. So you only told us that in the past life when you were couple as Prishni Garbha and Sutapa, then you were born to us. When we were as Kashyapa and Aditi, then also you are born to us. Now we are couple as Vasudeva and Devaki, you are born to us. So looks like we are in samsara. You are taking birth. You are saying, where is the samsara for us? If this is not samsara, what else is samsara? Samsara means taking birth, dying, taking birth, dying, taking birth. He says, you only reminded us. So we are completely in samsara. इति जगादयते व आवियोर नानातनु सुतपय प्रश्न आदि नामनी वेदता सृजन गगनवद अलिप्त एव आवियो प्रीति जन्मापि पुत्रो भवान अपि अनासक्त एव जहासी. Therefore you became son from us and you took various forms, but you remain like a sky. So just as the sky is not touched by anything or touches anything, it remains pure. Like that you remain like a gagana, means you don't have any affection for anything. You come, you do your job, you leave. But we are the one who become attached. So that's why we are in samsara. Putro bhavanapi anasakta eva jahasi. Although you become son, but you remain detached and you give up your form or your body. Avam tatsi, you give us up. Sansaram chana nivartayasi. And our samsara does not come to an end. Then we take another birth. Then you also come and take birth from us. So our samsara continues. Atastav bhumna parmeshwarasya vibhuti rupam mayam ko veda. So therefore, who can understand your maya, the Supreme Person, the Great Lord, how it manifests? Sri Sukha Vacha. Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, Akarnaitham piturvakyam bhagavan sattvatarshabha pratyah prashraya namra prahasan shlakshana gira. So after hearing these words of his father, Bhagavan, the chief of the Sattvatas, he bowed down to him with great humility, and while smiling, he spoke the following words. So this is most amazing that Vasudeva is praying to Krishna and Balaram. It is mind-boggling that how can father pray to the son like this? And then Krishna is listening. And now he has to reply. So it's a very embarrassing situation for him also. Because he is bowing down to him, calling him father, and then he is listening to all this prayer. And now he must reply. So if he says no, what you said is not right, that is also not correct, because what he said is right. And if he accepts, that is also a problem. Then if he accepts means that they are not his parents. So he replies in a very clever manner. So that's why he is smiling. And he speaks only 2 slokas. So prashrayene anamra prahasan. So bowing down with great humility and while smiling, Vandamanau avam putrau api pratyeva tad vakyasya rasabhasai bhavartha. Why is he smiling? He says that we are your sons and you are praying to us. This is pure rasabhas. It is not impure rasabhas. He says, what can be more rasabhas than this? That father of Krishna is praying to Krishna. So that's why he is smiling. He says, what a nice rasabhas you have presented. And now I have to turn this rasabhas into rasa. So pratibhu bhuya ahamasya tatparyam anatha pratipadyami iti dyotaka prahasa. This word pratibhuya, I don't know if it is pratibhuya. Anybody has any other commentary? What is the word?
Pratibhaya ahamasya.
Pratibhaya?
Yes.
Pratibhaya. Tatparyamantha means I'm afraid of Rasabhas. That's the only way I can see it. So he says, anyway, I will give a different tatparya of your words than what you think. The way you have spoken, I will give a different twist to the meaning of your words, and then it will not be rasabhas. So with that, he is smiling. So Sri Bhagavan Vacha, Sri Bhagavan said, Vachobah samvetartham tate tadupaman mahe yanne putran samuddishya tattva grama udahritaha. So he is saying that, O father, O tata, what you have spoken, your words, they are certainly proper. They have a proper meaning. He is not saying they are proper. He says samvetartham. He says that I consider that your statements have a very nice meaning. Samvetartha. The statements which you have spoken, making two of us as the subject, those statements actually are giving the summary of the truth, tattvagrama. He says you have given the essence of the philosophy, and that's why your words are nice. Samvetartham yuktartham upmanmahe adhikyene manyavahe. That your words are proper, they have a proper meaning, and I respect them. Samuddisya shikshnartham. They have been spoken to instruct other people, samuddishya. Just like Svetketu, Tattvamasi, Svetketu. So what is that? That Aruni, father of Svetketu, he gave instructions to his son. And there are at least 9 statements like this which end in Tattvamasi Svetketu. And you are that truth, O Svetketu. And you are that truth. Tattvamasi, you have heard the famous statement Tattvamasi. Actually it is Tattvamasi Svetketu. Father is telling to Svetketu, O Svetketu, you are that. That means Brahman. So he said, just like he was speaking to his son and calling him Brahman, like that you are speaking to us as Brahman. The father instructing the son. So you are speaking the tattva like he was speaking the tattva. Ityadivad upadesha aspadi kritya. He says, in this way you have given instruction. Aham yuyam asau arya ime cha dvarakakashaha sarvepi evam yadu shreshta vimrishya sacharacharam. So he says that I myself, you, my brother Balram, and all these residents of Dwaraka, and Sarvepi Evam, and everything else, who best of the Yadus, moving and not moving, everything is God. Sarvam khalu idam Brahma. So therefore it is not for you to say that I am God, because everything is God. Sarvam khalu idam Brahma. All this is Brahman. Neha nanasti kinchana. Vasudeva sarvamiti. Samahatma sudurlama. So this is the essence of your instruction. So such a Mahatma is very rare who understands this, that everything is Vasudeva. So you are a Mahatma because you have understood this and you are speaking in this way. न केवलम पुत्रा एव अस्मदादय एवं परमात्मन drishyattvena drashtavya apitu sarve vaiti ahati. He says not only that we two sons are to be seen as Paramatma, but everything else is Paramatma. Because what else is there? Vadanti tat tattvida tattvam is jnanam advayam. There is only one Advaya Tattva, that is the one which is manifest. So ahamiti evam mrigya kartavya. He says this is how one should look at things. And if you see like this, then there is nothing to be worried about. Atma hi eka swayam jyotir nityo nyo nirguno gunai atmasishtais tatkriteshu bhuteshu bahudeyate. So there is only one Paramatma, Atma, Paramatma, hi eka, there is only one. And that Paramatma is swayam jyoti. It is self-effulgent, nitya, eternal, anyo nirguno gunai, and his nirguna is different from the gunas, is beyond the gunas. Atmasishtaya tatkriteshu bhuteshu bahudeyati. And then he is the one who creates the gunas, and from the gunas then he creates so much variety. Because if he is only one, Atma hi eka, then what is this variety? He says he is one, then he creates it. So that's how it is to be seen. So because it is all his manifestation, and there is no problem. And kham vayu jyotirapo bhus tatkriteshu yathashayam avistaro alpa bhuri eko nanatvam yati asovapi. And Paramatma asovapi becomes many, he becomes the sky, he becomes air, he becomes fire, he becomes water, earth, and then the various objects which manifest from them. And avistaro alpa bhuri eko nanatvam. So he becomes big, small, medium size, all types of manifestations from this original Panchabhutas. Nanu nana vikaravanto bhava ete kutah paramatma rupa mantum shakya. So if one says that there are so many things all around us which undergo transformation, changes, how can they be seen as form of Paramatma? So then he replies, Satyam. It is true, but understand it like this. Paramatma shrishta nam upadhi nam dharmaireva Paramatma tatha tatha pratito bhavati. He says the objects which are created by Paramatma, it is through them that he manifests in so many ways and appears like that. Sadrishtantam aha atma iti dabhyam. He explains this with an example in the two slokas. Atma Paramatma. Atma means Paramatma. Atma srishtai swasrishtai gunair bahudha iyate pratiyate. So he creates his own gunas, and from those gunas he appears in various forms. Kutra tatkriteshu bhuteshu deheshu swam jyotirapi drishyattvena nityopi anityatvena. And then things which are made from those bhutas, from those gunas, the bhutas, the bodies, then the self-effulgent person, then he is manifest drishyattvena, nityopi anityatvena. Although he is adrishya, but he appears drishya. Although he is nitya, he appears anitya. Although he is anya, he appears ananya. He is other, but he is not other. Although he is nirguna, he appears saguna. Tatha khadi bhutani tatkritesu ghatadisu avistro bhavadikam yathashim ashayam anatikramya yati. Also in the form of ghata, pata, etc., he manifests as per the karma of people. Ashaya means heart or karma here. Tathaiva asau eka paramatma api yati sarvada ekrasopi avarabhavam tirobhavam cha vyapke api alpatvam bhuritvam cha ekopi nanatvam. So although Paramatma is only one, and although he is ekrasa means He does not undergo any changes. Yet he manifests and unmanifests. And although he is all pervading, he becomes big, he becomes small. He is one, he appears in many ways. So in this way, he manifests himself. Thus, it is not wrong to say that everything is Parameshvara. So this is Krishna's reply to him, trying to remove the rasabhas. And then Sukadeva speaks. We'll do that in the next class if there is any question. Sandeep ji.
I have two questions. So first is like in the previous chapter, Vasudeva was not even willing to send Krishna Bhagavan to Raja. So he had so much of affection and showing a different mood. Then suddenly this change in this chapter to Aishwarya Bhav. So was there any reason for that or only to instruct us?
Now to instruct us, what else can be the reason?
Okay. So my second question was that it was said that this human form of life is great opportunity to understand. But if we see the last 15 shlokas or whatever Vasudeva has spoken, so it looks very like one has to know the Brahman, Prakriti, Tanmatra, God is the basis. So what in a nutshell can we say that it's very easy to understand as a human being about
What is
being?
Why as a human being it is difficult to understand Tanmatra?
This philosophy is little, you'll have to work quite a lot on, you have to study so many things.
Like how many things?
You have to study Sankhya, you have to study Nyaya, you have to...
So what is there? You have plenty of time. It's very big fun. You are not attending Nyaya class, otherwise you'll be having a lot of fun by now. What is the problem? Studying is very big fun.
That is true, but then office and all. Okay, I will try to...
Yeah, you can also do your office. The class doesn't say don't go to office. That's why we have class at night. So there's no obstruction. You can eat your dinner and listen to the class. Okay. Annapurna. You are muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I want to understand this statement completely when he says, all these living beings are in me, but I am not in them. So then I understood, so for the sake of creation and maintenance, I am in a living beings in a form of Paramatma. So this means like when we take a first breath, when we are born in the body, then this Paramatma comes in. But in the stage of pralaya, of destruction, he is not there. So then, Paramatma just leaves the body. And then I was just wondering, okay, if a person did not attain the goal of life, then according to the karma takes a new birth. But what happens with the Atma if he attains the stage of perfection? Does it just get a spiritual body immediately then?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, gets body.
okay, and then it goes to the location depending on where it needs to be.
Yes.
Okay. And then I have this question on what you said, Tatvam Asi, when he said, like, so he was basically saying to his parents, like, you are Brahman, and I did not understand this completely because this is a big statement, right? So
It's very small.
basically,
It's only 3 words. Tattvamasi.
yeah, it's a big statement, like, and everybody, this statement is everywhere. I mean in that way. So basically, what I understood that he is saying is, well, you are.
No, the whole instruction is basically to teach that you are not the body. That was the whole idea. And this is what Vasudeva was also speaking, that we are so much entrenched in our bodily awareness that we forget the ultimate reality. So Tattvamasi Svetketu is to uplift your awareness from body to something higher.
Okay.
That is the idea.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.